Hi there, we're live with Lynn, and today we are talking about dream vacations. So, my husband and I have good friends that have been on every continent in the world. That has been their goal. Once they retired, their goal was to visit every continent, and they've accomplished that goal. So for me, hey Paige, for me, I approach vacations a little bit differently. I don't have this mad desire to visit every place around the world because I know that for me, it's not necessarily something that I would find appealing just to go for the sake of going. There are places that emerge based on what I like as more of my bucket list than just accomplishing a goal of seeing every single continent. Now, everybody's different, and everybody has different motivations for what they want to do with their life and what's really important as far as a legacy that is, driving them to accomplish something before we leave this planet. But hi Felicia, I like certain things about certain places, and I know I wouldn't be comfortable in some parts of the world, and I always end up gravitating to the same places. I've been to France so many times, but I've enjoyed every single trip. That doesn't make it any less important than being in Auckland, which it is some place I want to go, but I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much as I've really enjoyed all those places that I've been to in France. So I thought I'd throw it out to the group. What have you loved as far as places you've been in the world, and what is that destination that you really want to visit? What is on your list that maybe it's not this year, but within the next 5 years is your dream vacation? So I wrote down some places that I really want to go. So if anybody out there has been to any and all of these places, I'd love your comments in terms of what you thought of these places. Obviously, I love France. The ones that are the most common: France, Italy, Spain, Scotland, Ireland, England. They're all amazing places, and I love them. But there are other places that are on my list, and I wrote them down. So Stockholm. I've never been to Sweden, and I hear that Stockholm is amazing. So Stockholm is on my list. Poland is on my list. Krakow, I hear, is an amazing city, and I would love to see it. Croatia and Slovenia and Montenegro, they're all places that I really would love to visit. India, with a guide or on a tour. I know a lot of people who have been to India who have gotten very sick. Let's face it, our immune system isn't necessarily up for the kinds of germs that people in India are exposed to. So I would go with a guide to make sure I'm doing everything right and trying to stay as healthy as possible, because you don't want to ruin your vacation by being sick. Hong Kong. I say Hong Kong because I always, when I was growing up in Chicago, I always wanted to come to New York because New York was such a bustling city and everything, and there's so much shopping and so much going on. I think the same about Hong Kong, and I'm sure that's true. It's bloody hot over there, though, and I always put the hottest places in the world kind of at the lower end of my must-go visit, which is why Vietnam is another place that I really would like to visit. Vietnam, Cambodia, but they're kind of at the lower spectrum because they are so hot. Africa on a safari. I hear that if you go in June, you don't see snakes. Hi, Carla. And the weather is comfortable. So I would, that's also on the list. Rio, Buenos Aires, Egypt. I would love to go to Egypt and Israel. And then Lake Louise. I always have wanted to go to Banff. It looks like one of the most beautiful places on earth. So that's on my list. So I would love to hear what's on your list. You know, obviously, I couldn't go to Italy enough, or France, or Spain, or Scotland, or Ireland, or England. I love those places. But, you know, we need to explore other places in the world. And if somebody's watching out there and they've never been to New York, you got to come to New York because, you know, New York tops the list in terms of world cities. It's just the best. It has everything, and you'll never be bored. So that's it for today. I want Lisa Lavero to weigh in on this because she's been all over the world, and I know what she's going to say is her favorite places. She is a huge fan of the Middle East. She absolutely loves it. So I want her to weigh in when she sees this video. But please leave your favorites in the comments, and also where you are really looking to go as your dream vacation. All right. And then, of course, I'm sorry that I left places out in the United States. Jackson Hole. I've always wanted to go to Jackson Hole. Santa Fe. I haven't been there. Jackson Hole, Santa Fe. You know, Washington State is gorgeous. I've been lucky enough to be in Washington State, in Oregon, and obviously in California, which is, you know, certainly an exquisite jewel in the United States. You know, the northern part of California is just beyond beautiful. So anyway, well, so southern, you know. La Jolla is not bad either. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.